And now we're back in Disco Elysium. Um, these little comments as the game loads are really good in terms of encouraging you to have a good gameplay experience, but they are very weird viewed in the context of police in the world right now, especially here in America. It's sort of like, people respect your authority as a cop. Don't be afraid to be crazy. And I'm like, oh no, that doesn't feel good at all. Aaron is taking a day off. Oh, cool, quiz. You got B Dave's time work card. Yeah, we put in some of the newer cards. I put in some of the cards from Critical Role, including the Carrick card. Um, uh, do I remember when I used to text Kate Welsh when she was playing D&D Live? Yeah, like I helped her. She was really nervous about that Penny Arcade gig. And so, as she was preparing for it, we talked about her character and, and we kind of decided it's like, it was kind of her first like live performance streaming gig, and she hadn't done a lot of D&D before that. So I was like, if it'd be a funny thing for you, I could just text you. And she's like, yeah, that's a funny gig. And of course it became like a running joke where, you know, Jerry loved to get angry about me chiming in. Um, um, well, no, Arcane Void, this game came out like kind of before a lot of the everything started being more in the cultural consciousness about cops, especially cops here in America. Um, and of course, they were developing this game fucking ages before that. Um, okay, so now here we are. I'm in the game. I what do I want? I want to complete some quests. How close am I? I am so close. Oh, everyone look at this. I'm so close. I'm so close to completing this thought. Again, one of the things I love about this game is that you have the ability to like choose to pursue thoughts in your head. And when that happens, it sort of occupies some of your headspace, and a lot of times it has a negative effect on you while you are thinking it. Like I'm pursuing this one, which is like I'm going to be a wild art cop, and it's having a negative effect on me while I pursue this crazy idea. The Kaldumama Dakwa does not have a negative effect, but I'm really curious what effect it will have when when it happens. Like this one, these are the bonuses that I have once I have thought this thought. This one has a permanent -1 to logic because this is a crazy thought. Oh no. I bet you this one's going to give me a negative to my logic too, because it's so nuts. Okay. So, what are the quests? Find my heraldic bird. Talk about the victim's tattoos. Ooh, this is a fairly simple one. I can run the serial number. Um, on this armor that I found. Oh, you're right. I did turn the sound off. Sorry about that. Let me know how these levels are. Um,
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
just tap on the gauge.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
And then I just close the door petulantly and sulk. Except what I really do is, if I'm going to call my home station, I need to make sure I'm wearing my best gear. So, I'm gonna, don't want my art shirt. Ooh. Okay, this gives me a bonus to esprit de corps. Interfacing. Composure. I'm wearing my composure pants. Extra logic. Okay, I think I'm good. Unless I've got a pack of smokes. That's pretty cop. Instead, though, what is more cop than holding a pry bar? Now, let's go with the classic flashlight. There we go.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sir, officer, what's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
Hold on, I missed this. Alice, this is Firewalker. Reconnect me to the 41st. No, I'm okay for now.
Over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and...
Okay. And see, I like this as a game mechanic, where it's like, hey, just so you know, it's going to take some time. Don't keep pursuing that. Oh, you know what? We can go talk to the smoker on the balcony. But but first we really have to accoutre ourselves properly, and that means we take off our pants. Take off our pants. Is this? Where's my best? Yeah, I like my trench coat. There we go. Trench coat, tie, shirt. Yeah, this is a good look. Yeah, the art for this game is legitimately stunning and like very thematically not just appropriate, but like contributory. Okay, so now there's room 28.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel said a poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Room 28.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Did I fail to break into did I just not finish exploring this apartment building?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
I think I tried to break into there, and even with the +10 the bolt cutters give me, I failed. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. And yeah, that's Kuno's room. Yeah, it's from the balcony. Oh, I played Arcanum back in the day. Yeah, I can try again if I level up and put a skill point into interfacing, but man, the levels are not coming around real fast, I tell you that. Okay. So I think this is...
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Yeah, that's me, lightning fast on the uptake.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Thanks, Kim. That one I could have handled
No
on my
one
own.
answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Beans.
We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What are you talking about?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we are here, right? Tonight at 9 p.m., right here, apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
And then I go back to
No
knocking.
one answers.
We should return in the evening. At 9.
Dang it. Okay, so we're not doing this. But now, is it gonna... Yep, there we go. Okay, you know what? Fine. Fine, we won't do that either. I'm just looking... I'm just trying to do a thing. What about you, door? No. Fine. 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 Okay, so I'm going to go investigate the traffic jam. Because I know I can talk to people there, but I've kind of been avoiding it. Yeah, I found a way through there. See, as the game progresses, I'm guessing, like, or I know that there are some areas I haven't been to yet.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh, wait. Look at this. Something has happened. I thought that I made, I thought that I had already exhausted this check. This is, I've come back to this wall so many times, because the art cop part of me feels like it really wants to make a mural there. Composure, what I want, this is an art check though. And it's like a nearly impossible one. So conceptualization is +1. Over here. Yeah, see, my conceptualization is pretty good in terms of my overall skills, but it's not great in terms of like
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
trying to succeed on a test where I'm trying to hit an 18. But since this is a white check, I can come back to it in the future. I could like, oh boy, you know what? Let's shoot for the moon, because let me see. Conceptualization is intellect. And that means if we smoke some cigarettes, don't do this at home, kids. Don't smoke. Oh, don't, come on. Let me use my cigarettes. I'm going to be angry if I can't. Let me make a bad choice. How about this? What if I put them in my other hand? There. Because then I'll get a +1. If I click on that, can I just use it? Oh, this is... remove them and then add them back, but I did remove them and add them back and it didn't help. Oh, okay, thank you. See, I'm doing that. Thank you, Weros. So now, with that additional +1...
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
1 and 4.
Because
Yes!
you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
Let the joy flow into your pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God. O Wall Father.
So I can either say I must paint this wall and add beauty to it, or I can say, no, this wall is beautiful as it is. No, I have to paint this wall, though. I've already said that what I want it to be is a mural depicting me and Kim having an anime-style romance kiss. That is really what I want to paint on this wall.
Huh?
Oh, and there's the Caldo Mamadakwa.
He sounds tired of it all.
Oh.
Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I must talk to Cindy and get the materials from her.
If you must.
if you must. Oh, I'm having a thought. Oh, this is the call to Mamadakwa.
Mamadakwa. It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the Col du Mamadakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
This is great. Like, it's been a while since I've had a thought that gave me something like valuable. That's great. Now I lose 1 point off a skill, but I have a net gain of 2 here to my perception, and my perception was really low, which was kind of bugging me. Here we have add even more beauty to the wall. And so, you know, now that I'm all cigaretted up.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Cindy, I need paint and your brush.
What for?
It's for art. It's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
Hold on. I haven't really thought of anything yet, but I'm sure I will. Everything is sad and shit, and we need art to make it okay. Just give me the brush. Okay. Now that, you know what? Never have I before believed. Yeah, Molly. Hey, Molly. Everything is sad and shit, and we need art to make it okay. Just give me the brush. You know, that's a mood.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
You'll see. You'll all see. Oh boy. Boy, these are both very good. I do love the thought of my guy just saying, I don't need your brush. I can use anything for paint, and just going wild on this wall.
Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything, really.
Okay, now this is a red check. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's way too low. Even though I have a 6, it's way too low. I can't do this. I can't risk blowing this. I've never, even in my other playthrough, I've never made that other roll. So instead, I'm like, hey, I found some drugs.
They just might be rough stuff. If you take the ride, you'd be wise to buckle your little pig belly up.
Her neurons must be on fire. The heat creating waves and ripples in all she sees. Above all, in her painting.
I like bumpy rides. Know where I can get. Hey, minor person. Who wouldn't give me paint. Where can I buy drugs?
We apologize, but we're currently not buying the entrapment you're selling. Please call again later. Thank you. If you're really interested, then I'm sorry, but I don't do anti-radiation drugs anymore, so I don't know where to get them.
Where'd you get these then?
From a guy on Buggy Street, Porta Rosa. Go there after midnight. And you can get all kinds of funny things. Veterans of the People's Pile selling their stash.
Okay, so this is where I got my party drugs.
Damn me and my affinity to farm animals, she's probably thinking. She hopes the information is useless.
Oh, okay. See? The more you know. Oh man, 17%. It's not nothing. That's 1 in 6.
They just might.
Her neurons must be.
You really think I need to be high to see the world as art?
To hell with the art part, man. It's all about the high.
Okay. Okay. Can I rename these? Oh, I can. About to do an art. I don't have a... I'm already wearing my art shirt, and I've smoked my art cigarettes.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire me?
I'm going to paint a self-portrait, but sort of, from the inside. And then I myself am like, oh man, that sucks.
No, it's great.
No, see this. This is what I love about the game. It makes you, it's like, no, you fucked up this role, my dude. You really believe this. Your character believes this, and now this is your story. I'm gonna do a self-portrait, but from the inside.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, piggo.
Okay, I won't do that. Just give me some paint and brush. I need to do some art.
You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then. Art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. And no self-portraits.
Thanks, Cindy.
Oh, but I'm all out of fuel oil.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
Can't I just use
Are you
paint?
kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler. No way you're disfiguring that beautiful wall with something as pedestrian as ordinary paint.
Would you be willing to sacrifice some of your fuel oil for art? Oh, wait. See, I forgot. I forgot the reason I've been waiting on that. I'm actually going to reload before I pursue this any farther. I don't mind missing this check. However, I forgot. I forgot that the other thought that I'm currently developing right now, that I'm more than halfway through, is be good at art, or at least be more arty. So this, I want that to kick in before I continue to pursue that project. Honestly, I was expecting to blow that initial conceptualization roll. But, that one was a white check, so I might as well, I was willing to take a run at it. See, I wonder, did all of my art stuff reset? Because I was going to try to drop some hot bars on...
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Cool. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I put this thought in my head, And that gave me this +1, and that's letting me redo all these conceptualization checks. That is what's giving me this bonus. Now, what's going to be funny is that if I get this thought complete, what would be hysterical is, yes, now you're an art cop, but now you're policing art, which means you're worse at art. That would be funny. Well, no, the cigarette gets you a bonus, but it won't let you recheck a roll. So, okay, here we go. I wanna do a good poem for Tommy here. Tommy's a cool cat. And I hate. Come on, this is a good roll for me. I've got a 72%. Let me hit this.
No.
Mother.
Just no. I can already see it's failed, and I'm stopping it now. Until you have good poetry, you have no poetry.
God damn it.
This guy has amazing willpower. Honestly, he's the only one of that intellectual bunch I trust.
You know, I live by the sword, die by the sword. I made that other conceptualization check, even though I shouldn't, and I failed the one I should make. That's freaking galling. Although, now that I'm all arted up, oh, hold on. I have another conceptualization check over here with Joyce. So I'm going to do that real quick, too. Because I was supposed to, like, tell her the meaning of life. Ah, 72%, man. That should have been... Yeah, there's a map that shows just the checks. It's a very nice mechanism. Say, if you just put another point into your art skill and you want to see where you can redo those checks. Or, like, if you just smoked a cigarette and so you want to make sure... you're taking advantage of that plus.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay. Okay, Wild Pines, The Strike in the Harbor. Huh, I've actually got a bunch of options to pursue here. Okay, let's ask about the tattoos
That's the man who was
first.
killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you're saying you know something?
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Joyce, don't get all nautical with me.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Okay, I like Joyce. I like the fact that these characters are complex, that even though, like, ideologically, I'm kind of opposed to this person, they're complex enough that there is something to like in them. I've got some more questions about reality. I think this is where...
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Ah, beans. Oh, well. I thought my art improvement... Maybe when my thought thing kicks in, this'll...
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law in...
Yes, we are the Revachol City.
He's being sarcastic.
We are.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police. the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I am here to help.
Yeah, Joyce does have, like, appearance-wise, she has a bit of a Margaret Thatcher thing going on.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
But yeah, she is a very richly developed character. So many of the people here are. By the way, I've talked to Everett Clare.
You have?
Oh boy.
And how did you like Mr. Clare?
He's a bloated rainbow socialist. The truth is, I didn't. He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. He's a hero of the workers' movement. Bloated socialist. For a socialist, he's reasonable. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of capital. I have the feeling the international community does not approve of him. It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. You know what? I'm just going to try to be real straightforward here. Didn't like him.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
Oh, thank you, Just to Watch.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, worm-like corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
Wow, way to get Germanic on the pronunciation of the word worm.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Yeah, the RCM doesn't, but I do, and he's a bag of dicks. Although he did give me money, which was nice, but he made me sit in a tiny chair, and I could have died from that because I'm frail as spun glass.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
That money you gave me, would that make things weird if I shared information? The necktie is fucking wild.
Weird. Oh no. One of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information, you see, even when it comes to trade secrets.
Oh, now Joyce, you've overplayed your hand, though. Admittedly, in this game, I am playing myself as dumb as a post.
Which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends.
Did I log that as a donation?
The lieutenant might have, but I don't remember you logging anything as anything, Harry.
Yeah, maybe I need to go back and report that donation. So I'll hold on. I gotta go do something real quick.
Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
So somebody said a new dialogue option should open up once I
More lessons in
completed that
basic
other
reality?
thing.
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
specifically the where are we.
We're in Martinez, baby.
Sam, I'm not... See, I think I've already done this piece of the conversation. I explored like a ton. I did. I talked with her literally on the stream for hours early on. So I think I've explored all of these.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revachol. Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
I don't think I've talked to her about the Pale yet. I don't know if my shivers is high enough to really pursue that conversation yet.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Semenine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago.
Now, this is not a reference to the car, by the way. This is probably use of the word, I think the Latinate root dolor, which means suffering. Why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
I don't think I'm going to do Diablo 2. Or, I mean, I'm not that excited about it. I mean, I also haven't heard... Also, wasn't there already a Diablo 2, which I played, like, years ago.
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're pretty much at the center of the world.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor. Light reflecting off their glass windows.
Oh, there is a historic figure in the game named Dolores. Thank you.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Observe the large body of water.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly.
Oh, I just got the option to have another thought pattern. Thank you so much, Who Just to Watch. I think this did come off of your advice for me to go back.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Okay, that's all for now. I do want to look at this. Oh, jamais vu instead of déjà vu, I'm guessing? Or maybe this is a person's name. Revachol Specialist, Special Administrative Region. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. You can see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you must truly complete. Okay, so I don't get any negative side effects. Oh boy. I mean, this literally says this is the most important thought. Huh. Well, I don't have any space for it right now in my head. But I'll consider it. Okay, do I still have a bonus to my brains? Okay, I do. So now I'm going to go talk to the dock workers. Oh, wow, that's cool. Jamais vu. I was going to ask you all, how do you pronounce it? But you can't say things to me. Is that how it's pronounced? Jamais vu? It's been a long time since I took any French. The feeling that familiar things are new. I'm still sad that I botched that conceptualization rule.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Yeah. Ugh. Maybe if I pursue this conversation, it'll give me some angle on this guy. Okay. So here we are. What? I probably don't need my art shirt. Probably don't need my drug pants. Maybe I'll put on my serious pants. Probably don't need that. Half-light. Chemistry. What do I want? Encyclopedia. You know, this is my hat that I use when I'm talking to the people. Okay. So here, now that I know I can save these, I'm gonna call this one. Hold on. How did I do it before? What's wrong? Save? Okay. So who can I click on? This guy. So I think this is the rabble-rouser here.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Oh wow, I think he was talking to me like I got myself beat up by the guy up there before. And then it's like, maybe don't get so close to him because he's big.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
What about it? Your right to work?
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, I'm thinking no, I'm on the side of the worker. I'm one of you. I work.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to work!
Although, what's really interesting is the first time I played this, no, that was only a couple of years ago, like, Wisconsin is referred to as a right-to-work state, which is a weird term in this sense, because what effectively it means is if you're working somewhere in Wisconsin, they can fire you and they don't need to give good reason.
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause are we talking about here? I think I'm going to say this first. I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers.
Yeah, sibling, that's exactly what it is. It's not a right to work so much as a right to be treated like shit.
I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the...
Right to work! Right to work!
What kind of cause are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
Yeah, see, the thing is, he's talking about the rights of workers, but he's effectively, he's a union breaker. He's working to erode the power of the union, and that's shitty.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not